Good morning, students. Today we will do modals. So, modals, what are modals? Modals auxiliaries are the verbs which are used before ordinary verbs to express permission, possibility, ability, obligation, suggestion, request, and so on. They indicate attitude, intention, and mood of the speaker. So, students, what is the requirement of using modal in a sentence? Why modals are necessary while speaking? As I have already told you that modals are used to express permission, possibility, and so on. So, they express the attitude, the behavior of the speaker, or you can say that they express the intention. Intention means what the speaker wishes to say, and of course the mood of the speaker. It also reflects the mood of the speaker. For example, I can lift this box. Since we are using can, so it is showing the ability of the speaker. The ability of the speaker is what? That he can lift that heavy box, right? Then what are the words which are used as modals? Students, there are about 25 to 30 modal auxiliaries, but these are the important ones which I have included for you in this video. Shall, may, can, will, need to, should, might, could, would, ought to, must, be able to, and dare. So one by one we are going to study their uses, where they are used, and what intention, what kind of the mood of the speaker they want to express, right? So before beginning with the rules, let us read some of the things which are very important in the usage of modals. Number one, modals are followed by the main verb in a sentence. Students, immediately after the modal there will be main verb, right? For example, he should visit his grandparents. And one more important thing that you should remember is what? That with modal we always use first form of the verb. See, he should visit his grandparents. It is not like that he should visited his grandparents. That will be wrong, right? He may come in. Come is again first form of the verb, right? Then modals are not affected by change in the person of the subject. Whether the person is singular or plural or it is first person, it doesn't affect the modal in any way. Same modal can be used for singular subject. For example, he may come. Then for plural subject, again the same modal, they may come. Then for first person, again the same modal, I may come. So what did you come to know? That when we use modal, it is never affected by the number or the subject, or you can say it may be singular or plural subject, right? So let's see now modals that express ability. So there are three kinds of modals that express ability. They are can, could, be able to. Number one, can. What is the use of can in case of ability? It shows present ability, to be able to do something, capable of doing, know how to do. For example, Mahesh can drive well the new racing car. So it is the ability of Mahesh. Next, could. Students, could is the past form of can. So it is very much obvious that it will be used for the ability of the past. For example, I could dance well when I was young. So student, you should keep this thing in mind that whenever there is past form of the verb, it may be helping verb or it may be main verb. So surely you are going to use only the past modal. Here you cannot say, you cannot write that I can dance well when I was young, because if you will write can, it means you are using the modal of ability of the present, whereas here we are talking about the past. So let's see, be able to can be used for the possibility of both kind of tenses, that is present tense as well as past tense. For example, he was able to write with both the hands. So this is past ability, right? He was. Here what you did? You replace BEB with was. Students, be has many forms. For example, is, am, are, was, were, being and being. You are to use according to your tense. So here I want to express this ability in past tense. So I have replaced be with was. And when I would like to express this ability in present tense, I will use is. He is able to write with both the hands. Then he is able to speak French. This is again the ability of the present. Now students, one more thing I would like to tell you, that why do we use modals? Modals are very much necessary. Why? Because they make your language very effective. The listener can understand, he or she can perceive what you want to say, right? Your speech becomes very much clear. Now the next, modals expressing permission. So there are three kinds of the modals that express permission. They are may, can, could. May is used for formal or polite permission. Formal means official permission, the permission which you take outside your home. Maybe you are in school, you may be in any other institution, so you need to show that how much manners you have. So you will use may. For example, you are asking to your teacher, may I drink some water? You will use may. Then may I come in, ma'am. Again the formal use is there. Now in contrary, can is used for informal permission. Informal permission matlab you can say gharelu permission. It is used for the permission which is asked at home or with the relatives or the friends with whom you are very much closer. For example, Mummy, I am feeling hungry. Can you give me a sandwich? Right? You are feeling hungry and you want to take the permission of your mother whether she could give you something to eat or not. So you will use can. You cannot use here you matlab you shouldn't use here may. If you will use here may, the relationship that is the warm relationship that is between mummy and you will be destroyed. So it should be can. Can you give me a sandwich? Then can you pass me the pillow? Suppose you are going to sleep on your bed and there is no pillow. So you ask your younger sister or your younger brother, can you pass me the pillow? Next, now could. Could is the past form of can, right? So it has two uses. Number one, it is used for very polite permission in the present tense, and if you are using it in the past tense, again it will show a very polite permission. So I want to say that could can be used in present tense as well as in past tense for permission. For example, he told me that I could leave then. He told me. See, this word shows that this is past tense, right? So you will use past modal. This is past permission. Could you please switch on the fan? This is the permission of the present. This is very polite request. Next, the permission of could is politer than may. Students, permission is taken by may also, it is also taken by can, and it is also taken by could. So out of these three, which permission is the politest? So you can say the permission of could is the politest one, right? Now the modals expressing possibility. There are four modals that express possibility: may, might, can, could. May. May is used for stronger possibility than might. See, what is the difference between may and might and can and could? First of all, student, may is the present form and might is the past form. In the same way, can present form and could is the past form. Now, how do we use them? May presents stronger possibility than might. You can say it tells good possibility. For example, I can see cloud. It may rain today. It means you can see the clouds in the sky. The sky is cloudy. So there is 100% possibility that it may rain today, right? Then might, as I have told you, that might is the past form of may, but it can also be used in the present tense for telling weak possibility, right? For example, father might be at home at this time. This is weak possibility. Students, why this is weak possibility? Because you know that at this time your father is always in his office. But somebody asked you, so you just made a very weak possibility that father might be at home at this time. Now, if you want to express the possibility of past, so what will be the example? If I didn't have to work, I might go with you. Didn't. Didn't is the past form of the verb, right? That's why you are using past modal, might. Here you cannot use may, right? Then can express occasional or general possibility. Occasional matlab it depends on the occasion. For example, I can go with you to see the match if I am back on time. Suppose you have gone somewhere and your friends have told you or suggested you that you should go with them to see the match live. But what did you say? What did you inform them? That I can go with you to see the match if I am back on the time. So this is occasional possibility, right? Then could shows weak possibility. The weakest possibility is shown by could in present tense, right? Example, the girl is weeping. She could be injured. Now you saw a girl is weeping and you don't know the reason why she is weeping. So you just made a guess that she could be injured. So this is a weak possibility, right? Now the modals expressing request. Three modals are there: would, can, could. Would is used to make polite request or invitation. For example, would you like to have some juice? Here you are making a polite request or you are inviting somebody. For example, you can also say, would you have a cup of tea with me? So this is invitation. Then, would you open the window please? Again, you are making a very polite request in present tense, right? And of course, would is the past form of will, but here for request it will be used in the present tense. Then can make informal request. Student, do you remember when I was talking about the permission? Let us see. I told you that the permission of can is informal. मतलब आप अपने घर वालों के साथ, आप जिनके साथ बहुत क्लोज हो, उनके साथ आप क्या यूज करते हो परमिशन के लिए? कैन, राइट? सो हियर ऑल्सो द सेम थिंग गोज दैट while making a request you make informal request with can. For example, can I have an ice cream? Then what is the difference between the request of would, can and could? Let us see. Can, as I have already told you, is used for making informal request that can be easily fulfilled. Means there is surety that this request will be granted to you. This request will be accepted, right? Now let us see, could make polite request but it is uncertain whether it will be accepted or not. Could also makes polite request. Rather, we should say that it is politer than can, but it is uncertain whether your request will be accepted or not. For example, mother, could you buy a watch for me? So it is not possible for the mother to buy the watch at once. So this is the request, this is polite request, but this may not be fulfilled. Modals that express promise. According to the tense, shall is used with I and we. Students, in tenses table, I taught you that with I and we always use shall. And rest of the subject, for example, he, she, it, etc., they all will take will, right? But if their rule is reversed, it will expresses promise, right? अगर उनके रूल को उल्टा कर दिया जाए, मीन्स उल्टा कर दिया जाए मीन्स that we use will with I and we, and with he, she, it we should use shall. So it will become a promise. For example, I will help you. See, according to the tense, we are supposed to use shall with I. But here in modal, I have changed, I have reversed the rule. I have told you that we can use I will help. When you are saying I will help you, it means you have made a very firm process. पक्का वाला promise आपने किया है किसी के साथ जब आप will use कर रहे हो I के साथ, right? और ऐसे he, she, it के साथ if you are using shall, then again you are making a very firm promise, पक्की वाली promise. Now the modals that expresses wish. There is only one modal that expresses wish, and that is may. You are familiar with the use of may. This is too easy to remember. Whenever you are giving blessing, your elders are giving blessings to someone, or you are asking for the wishes of the god, you always use may. May you succeed in all walks of life, an exclamatory mark, right? May God bless you. May you live long, right? Then modals that express advice, suggestion and obligation. Let us read. Should suggest, suggestion and advice. Students, let us see what is the difference between suggestion and advice. It will be cleared by these two examples. Number one, you should take this medicine twice a day. Here the doctor is telling you, the doctor has prescribed a medicine for you and he is advising you. He is just giving a simple advice to you. Now it is up to you whether you follow it or not, right? But for example, should we call the police as there is a thief in the garden, right? So you have seen a thief in the garden and now you are asking somebody in your home that should I call the police. So this is, you are asking for the suggestion. Here you are not giving advice, you are asking for somebody else's suggestion. So this is the difference between suggestion and advice. Now ought to suggest moral duty. Moral duty means whether something is right to do or not. ये काम करना ठीक है या गलत है, ये होता है moral duty, right? For example, you ought to plant trees to save the environment. This is your moral duty which you should follow, which every human being should follow, right? जैसे you ought to respect your elders, you ought to respect tricolor, you ought to respect your country, etc. Note, ought to also suggest that it is right to do or not. When you are using ought to, then you are giving a very deep thinking to yourself that whether I should do this work or not, whether it will be morally good to do the work or whether it will be bad to do that work. For example, you ought to avoid oily food as you have heart problems. Suppose Doctor tells a patient, the patient is a heart patient, right? So it's very dangerous for him or her to have oily food. So doctor is telling the patient that you ought to avoid it, means it is wrong that you should not eat oily food. Now let us see. Must suggests necessity, obligation, compulsion, and sometimes desire of the speaker. So these are the things which are expressed by must. For example, I must reach the station on time. This is your obligation. बेटा obligation का मतलब होता है कि आपको कोई काम करना ही करना है. If you are not doing it, then you have to bear the consequences. अगर आपने वो काम नहीं किया तो आपको या तो कुछ पनिशमेंट मिलेगा या फिर कुछ भी परिणाम आपको भुगतना पड़ेगा. जैसे ट्रैफिक पुलिस ने आपको क्या बोला, यू मस्ट वॉक ऑन द लेफ्ट साइड ऑफ द रोड, यू मस्ट ओबे द ट्रैफिक रूल्स, you must cross the road at zebra crossing, right? So these are some of the rules which are, which are emphasized on us for our safety. If we are not following them, we may face any accident, we may face penalty and so on, right? You must cross the road at zebra crossing. This is your obligation, this is mandatory. ये कानूनी रूप से जरूरी है, ये आपको करना ही करना है, right? For example, the teacher has given you an exercise to do within a stipulated time period. ठीक है, और आपको वो एक्सरसाइज करनी है, नहीं तो फिर आपको या तो कुछ पनिशमेंट मिलेगा या फिर आपके मार्क्स कम लगेंगे. तो आपने क्या बोला, आई मस्ट फिनिश माई एक्सरसाइज फर्स्ट बिकॉज देयर इज कंपल्शन ऑन यू. आपको करना ही करना है वो काम. ओके, वन मोर थिंग आई टोल्ड यू इन यूजिंग फॉर द यूज ऑफ मस्ट, desire of the speaker, right? I must help my friend. Your friend is in difficulty, he or she is in need of you, so you made up your mind that I must help my friend. So student, this is all about modals. I hope you must have understood. Thank you. Have a nice day.